Hello everyone and welcome back to WolfQuest, finally after a while for this particular pack, because as you can see we are here once again with the Wildfire pack. It has been a good while since we have seen Pyra and Nimbus, but with the return of the second litter of the Elements pack, I thought it'd be kind of fun to pay a visit to the first litter as well and see how their second litter goes. It's gonna get a little confusing generation-wise. But we are back with Pyra and Nimbus in Slough Creek and ready to set out and see if they can start their second litter. Now, the first litter, things mostly went okay except for one very notable incident, and I think it's one that still has Pyra on edge. She's still very unsure of the coyotes that were hanging around in this particular area down here. We were at the lower den, and then the Bison Peak den, and then, or like not the lower, a den right over in this area, that tree den that's over here, and then we moved to a rendezvous site over there, and the coyotes followed us. And even though we did manage to kill one of the coyotes that seemed to be behind most of this mess, I think Pyra is still a little uneasy. Granted, a year has passed, so it's possible that they will leave us alone now, but I'm not sure she's completely convinced that all of that is over, so I think she might actually look in a slightly different area when it comes to finding somewhere to put the den. And so I think this time we're going to kind of head off into these mountains a little further than the rendezvous site that we were at, a little bit away from the lake, because of course Pyra is not the most keen on being super near water, a lot of water, being the fire member of the Elements pack. Now, for this series as well, there is one thing that I wanted to ask your opinion on. So traditionally in the last litter, I believe, we did play with permadeath turned off for the mates, which of course means Nimbus here is pretty safe, which is good. We love Nimbus. But it is an element that affects the story, and of course sometimes our WolfQuest stories take a little bit of a dramatic turn. Now, I wanted to ask your guys' thoughts on, should we, for the Wildfire pack and other members of the Elements pack in their single-player series, should we leave that turned off, or should we turn it on and know that we're risking the possibility of our mates potentially dying? Or, oh, there's a nearby den here, I think I know which one this is. Or should we leave it turned off the way we have it, set it currently, and accept that, and not have to worry about that risk? Let me know what you guys think, because I want to do what you guys feel will be interesting to the story. This is the den that we've just run past, by the way, or that we are in the process of running past, but I still don't think this is, oh, that's a whole cougar. I still think this is a little bit too close to the area that Pyra knew those coyotes were hanging out. And I think she kind of just does want to move her territory this year just to be a little bit safer. So we're actually going to head further out this way, up past the McBride Creek and Crystal Pond area. The lake we've already run past. We're probably gonna hang out somewhere up here more, and we're gonna try to do our territory marking here today and see if we can get that done so that we can start to settle in with where we want to stay. Oh, Nimbus wants to hunt. Oh no, we already see coyotes. Maybe that's what he was chasing. He's got a very good eye out for them already, and I think that's not necessarily the most encouraging sign for Pyra to see. But we'll let these guys kind of find where they're going to settle down, and we'll catch up with them in just a little bit here. Oh, here's, oops, oh my goodness, another kind of important thing. So there's a couple reasons that Pyra wanted to settle down away from the valley here, and this I think is one of them. So traditionally the Wildfire pack has always been pretty big on hunting mule deer. Now I think the mule deer have been made a little bit harder to catch since the last time we played this. I think they've had some boosts to make them a little bit more difficult to hunt, but I still think that, you know, this has been this pack's traditional food. I still think that this might be something they are interested in keeping around and interested in continuing to use as a food source. And of course, the big problem with mule deer is when those floods come, which Pyra is not too fond of to begin with, the mule deer, they really like to run into them and just disappear, and it's very hard to hunt them down there. So I think another advantage to living farther away from the floodwaters and large bodies of water in general is that prey animals, and particularly mule deer, can't just use them to escape. Oh my goodness, I've missed these guys and their hunting efficiency. Like, look at them go. They're even with the mule deer being, I think they are a little bit harder to hunt than they used to be. Oh, Pyra really didn't regain stamina there, did she? These guys are still doing a darn good job, and I think they're very eager to get back in the game. So we'll finish hunting this mule deer and then continue to head back out into the hills, kind of figure out where we want to settle down. And I think she's almost down. Just a few more bites. Oh, Nimbus finished her off. I was about ready to run back in with Pyra. But there we go. This should just about feed the two of them. And hopefully... Oh, there's a raven. Hopefully we will be able to be nice and full and not have to worry too much. Oh, and we've actually marked this hex because of it. I'm not... Yeah, this is probably a hex that we'll want to keep. We may as well mark it all the way. We'll probably put a scent post by this carcass. And there's no real harm in doing it, I guess. We can always let the territory decay if we decide that this isn't what we want. Oh. Uh-oh, those are coyotes. What I'm looking for around here is a den, and I don't think that's exactly the best sign. We just bumped into a cougar, too. But there's one right around here. I'm trying to find its exact location. Oh, I think I smell it. Hello? Nope, I can only smell cougar. Never mind. Oh, right here. Here's the scent. Here we go. This is actually the den I was looking for. So this is one that I kind of knew was in the area. And it is one of the tree dens, which there aren't very many of. And I just get the sense that maybe Pyra kind of likes them. It's almost like, you know, fire drawn to kindling a little bit. But as you can see, we've been carving out a bit of a territory. This should be pretty close to right in the middle of it. We have a few extra hexes we won't need, and we'll want to buff up some of the other side here. But I get the sense that this is kind of a good place for the Wildfire pack, hopefully. It's far away from any large bodies of water or any air that's going to flood. It's kind of central. I guess it's not super far from McBride, but it's far enough away that I think Pyra doesn't feel like it's going to cause them any problems. So I think all in all, this is a pretty good place for her to set up. But that said, she and Nimbus are getting pretty tired, so I think we're going to go ahead. We'll claim this territory. We will sleep near the den for the night, and we'll resume this little escapade in the morning. There are bison here, but I'm not overly worried about that. And looking at the map, it seems like things are okay. Now, this one's decaying a little bit, but I'm actually fine with that. We might buff up this 59% here a little bit, but as you can see, since the den is in this hex right here, we're going to want to try to claim kind of the area around it anyway, so we're going to be claiming more over here. I'll probably just leave that 59, honestly, and, well... No, I think I'll leave it, and I think we'll focus on the purple territory anyway and kind of ignore the bison. We don't need to worry about them right now, but these two are feeling refreshed and rejuvenated, so we'll let them head out and keep working on the territory. This is probably the most dangerous thing we're going to have because there is a 70% hex here, and so I suspect this pack is claiming or reinforcing territory. This is the Prospect Peak pack. Now... I think it's still worth doing it. We still want to try to claim that away from them and try to hold it if we can, just so that we've got that safe little buffer. I think that'll make Pyra feel better. Generally, our wolves tend to gravitate to a 2-hex buffer around the den at all times, and I think Pyra is no exception. There are some mule deer here as well, but I don't think it's worth hunting them. We're not 50% down. We're only about a quarter of the way down, so I think that'll get us through today. We don't have to worry about pups yet, of course. So as long as we can take this and the territory over, we should be fine. But I am a little concerned that we're going to end up getting into a fight the next hex over. Oh dear. Those are some very close howls, and that is exactly where we're headed. So, yeah, I highly suspect this is going to be a fight, and I don't think Pyra likes that, but I think she recognizes it's going to be better to have this fight now than it is to wait and have to deal with it when she has puppies. So we're just going to run right in here. Hopefully, okay, here's the scent post. Oh boy, they just reinforced this. Are we going to be able to... We did claim over it. All right, let's get closer to the edge of the territory here. We'll see if we can sneak off before they find us. Maybe we can be real sneaky-like and still claim this without them noticing. But I kind of doubt it. We'll do a few howls. That's probably going to draw them right to us. We'll see if they stop to howl too. But maybe with some cunning, we'll be able to pull it off. What's it at? 7%. Okay. Actually, I think they may have moved into the hex over because you can see that one's starting to get brighter. So they may still come back to fight us. But perhaps we got here just at the right time. Yeah, it kind of seems like it. Alright, as long as we reinforce this, hopefully they'll realize that this is a very solidly claimed hex, won't realize there's only 2 of us in the pack as a whole, and won't worry as much about coming back. Yeah, I think we got it. Okay, that's probably our biggest struggle with the territory down. Oh, here we go. We've established a good territory and found several potential dens. And of course, we already know the name of the pack is the Wildfire pack. We'll go ahead and hit continue here, and we will go ahead and we will choose a den, I think, because the territory is not too badly off. It could use a little bit more work, but I'll show you guys the map in a minute here because I'm not exceptionally worried about it. Because as you can see, if we show the dens, the one that we're looking for is right here, and all of these hexes are pretty weak or entirely unclaimed, the 5 that we still need to take. So I think we're not going to worry too much. We will buff this one up a little bit before we leave. But I'm not overly concerned about it, just because I don't think these packs are going to fight especially strongly for these hexes. I think we already got the ones we needed to worry about out of the way, and these 2 I don't particularly care about. We can kind of just let them decay. So yeah, we'll go ahead, we'll just finish this, and then we'll head back to the den and get to meet our puppies, hopefully, see what the second litter is going to be like. Alright, and here we are. Here is the den, and we will go ahead and choose this. This is a good den site, I think. It is an open den, though, which has gotten a lot scarier. Pyra did have a close call with an eagle, but it was on the journey, and so she hasn't actually faced the new attacks yet. I kind of wish this was a wooded den, not gonna lie, because the eagle attacks have been pretty gnarly in recent series, but I think we're going to go ahead and choose it anyway. I think Pyra is willing to accept that risk. We'll go ahead and pick this den, and then we do have to name it here. So I think we'll call this the Ruined Stump Den, just because that's kind of what it looks like. And we will be meeting our pups very soon, but of course there is one thing that has to happen first. Now, Pyra is going to be a little bit of a strange wolf for one reason. As you can see, she's technically advancing from age 2 to age 3, which isn't quite right. She should be a year older because she has had a litter already. However, the way that the age perks worked, they actually were introduced in the game after Pyra's story was already started. I think it was already finished her first litter by the time they were introduced, so she never got that. So even though she and Nimbus are technically a year older than the game tells us that they are, we're gonna go ahead and age up all the way through just normally and hopefully make it all the way to age 8+, or for her, age 9+. She'll just be a little bit of an older wolf than what you normally expect. But yeah, so your pups will be born any day now, which means it's your birthday too. Survived another year in Yellowstone, and we will go ahead and look at these perks. So it's time to take a look at what perks she'd take, and I don't see Pyra taking Fun Parent. As fun as this would be, it just doesn't quite seem to be her personality. She's a little bit more of a cautious and reserved wolf. However, I do think she might take Youthful Prowess. You're more likely to have a larger litter of pups. Sick pups are more likely to recover, which is extra beneficial here. I think we probably would have taken this one the last time, honestly, if it was available. Competitors are more likely to flee. Competitors are more frightened. Prospective mates are more interested, and more rival wolves are courtable. I don't think that matters a huge amount, because, of course, unless we turn permadeath on, which again, let me know what your thoughts on that are, we're not going to have to worry about that. We already have Nimbus, and I don't think Pyra is thinking of taking a new mate anytime soon. However, the other benefits, I think, are enough that she would want to choose this. Now, honestly, in keeping with her fiery nature, I think she would want to take additional strength. She's going to be a very strong wolf. I think that's something that a lot of the members or fire members of the Elements pack are, because Blaze is very much in that same vein as well. But I do think it's kind of a tough call because I'm tempted to boost up her health a little bit. But I do think we're going to actually boost her speed, because if you think about fire, it's very quick, it's very intense, but it usually doesn't last all that long without a proper source of fuel. And so I think her lowered health and her lowered stamina do make sense for her nature here. So we're going to go ahead, we'll do that, and we will advance in age to age 3. And we will keep these perks for the following year. Can't go back to your younger self, that makes sense. So she's technically is 4 now, but the game's going to tell us that, that she's a year younger than she is. And it looks like once again we have 6 pups too. Her previous litter was 6 as well, 5 of whom ended up surviving. You can see that story in the previous year in the playlist. But we are going to go ahead and wait on naming them, as we always do. You guys will have the chance to see what they look like, see their personalities, and submit names over the following few episodes. However, oh, and interestingly enough, it's once again a perfect split. But we are going to change the designations here, because we've already had 3 boys and 3 girls. So these will now be starting, with 5. They'll be up to 6. I think this is like almost the exact same arrangement as well. Up to 7 here. I don't remember what order for sure they were. So we have 5, 6, and 7 M and F instead of 2, 3, and 4. But let's go ahead and we'll meet them properly and see what they look like. Now 4 weeks old, your pups are too big for the den. As they spend their days playing outdoors, socialize with them with playful emotes to increase the affinity of your pack. If they're playful, play with them. If they're hungry, feed them. And if they stray far from the den, go find them and carry them back. And of course, we have to bring back food and regurgitate it for them and keep feeding them until they reach 15 pounds. But let's meet them. It looks like 5M is the first out of the den. He's kind of grayish. Oh, 7F looks like Ash. Oh my heart. I think it's a slightly different coat. I think Ash was an even brighter white. But we still have that one really light colored pup. Oh my goodness, that's gonna give me a lot of feelings. Ash was, of course, the one really light coated pup in the previous litter too. Very much stood out. And unfortunately, that made him an easy target for prowling coyotes. And it's raining, which is, I think, some mixed feelings for Pyra. She's not the biggest fan of water and related stuff, apart from her siblings in the Elements pack, of course. They don't count. But Nimbus seems to have a bit of a stormy alignment, and 5M is just already wandering right over there. 5M is already going to be the troublemaker, isn't he? And 7F. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You guys are going so far away. You're going to give poor Pyra a heart attack straight out of the gate. Oh my goodness. Nimbus, can you... 5M is just following his dad. Oh my goodness. He seems like he is maybe taking after his father a bit. But, yeah. Oh my word. Where are they going? How are you guys so bold? What the heck? Oh my goodness, you guys. No, don't be this far away. 7M is gonna straight up get lost. Guys, please. Oh my goodness. This litter is going to be a handful. You guys are full on food. Well, let's make sure the affinity is already all the way up. Oh my goodness, this could be kind of a chaotic litter. But I do think this is where we're going to go ahead and end off the episode here for today, because it is getting to be about that time again. There's bison in the distance, and Pyra really doesn't want the pups running over towards them. But we're gonna leave this off before one of the puppies runs off and gets attacked by a bison. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. What is happening? Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. But until then, this is Jay, over and out.